This is Amy Bacon with Spirit Pathways, and I'm here with this week's reading. This is for today, Monday, July 23rd, through this coming Sunday, July 29th, 2018. So, as some of you probably already know, this is a big week energetically. We've got the full moon, total lunar eclipse, which is going to be on Friday, July 27th, in the sign of Aquarius. And they also call this a blood moon, and that's because it looks red and orange because of the way the earth and the sun are positioned. It's sort of blocking some of that light that illuminates the moon and makes it a bit reddish. We also have Mercury going retrograde. All the goodies. And that happens Thursday, July 26th, and then Mercury will be retrograde until August 19th. So this week's full moon total lunar eclipse is going to be accentuated by Mercury being retrograde. And you can expect more emotions than usual, and for communication to perhaps be a bit confusing. So use this time most effectively to work on your own personal growth rather than to try and fix others. So lunar eclipses, they focus your attention on your emotions, your home and family, and they're more relationship oriented. And these are not always relationships between two people. They can trigger emotional awareness of any needs in other relationship areas of our lives, such as our relationship to work, our relationship to our health and to our body, and our relationship to our spiritual path, and our relationship to any other area of our life that needs attention to come more into alignment with our desired outcomes. So this is a time when all these matters are highlighted. And things have been brewing under the surface. They're going to bubble to the top for your attention and healing and correction. So allow a cleansing transformation for your emotions. And understand what's been building in the last 6 months. What needs to be reset or released. This full moon total lunar eclipse activates things emotionally and in your relationships. So again, both with people and your relationships with any aspect in your life that karmically needs to change, to heal, and to come into better balance. We started this eclipse energy with the new moon in Cancer on July 12th. And these eclipses are creating the timing for pivot points and transformational change in your life. And it's useless to try and avoid this energy because it's got a momentum of its own. And it's going to shift what needs to shift in your life. And it works better if you're involved and mindfully making choices and decisions that will bring the positive outcomes that you desire. If you resist and try to ignore the eclipse energy, you're still going to experience change. Only it's going to be unexpected and unwelcome in your eyes. So get involved in your life. Decide what matters to you and what you wish to create positively in your daily experiences. Get rid of the baggage. Get rid of the things that impose upon you emotionally. Get rid of the things that are not honoring you. Get rid of the situations and circumstances that are not making you happy or leading you to where you wish to be. Define your life. Who you wish to be and to become, what you wish to experience, how you embrace joy and magical happiness. These practices will raise your vibration and remove you from any dense drama or guilt that won't lead you forward. So pay attention to your emotions this week. They're going to feel stronger than usual. You're going to swing all the way. The passionate, happy connection, as well as maybe some anger and frustration. And that's because Mars plays a big part in this lunar eclipse, as well as the aspect of Uranus and Saturn. So ride the wave of any up and down feelings and keep your focus on the goodness in your life. Make sure to always point out and define for yourself what's going well. Don't just focus on the things that you're triggered by or worried about. Allow the light to flood into your life. The goodness is there, and that energy is what's going to lift you up and carry you through to your desired transformation. And remember, you're not doing this all by yourself. Your guides are helping you through, and I'm here to connect you with that guidance and connect you with your divine soul intentions, to give you the best outcomes possible, to give you the answers and understanding and all that you need to understand to move forward how you want to move forward, to create that joy and happiness in your life. So all the information for reading with me is on my website, spiritpathways.net. Okay, let's see what we got this week. I'm going to lay these cards out, and then I'm going to go over each one to give you a complete reading for the energy of this week and how you can use it to your best advantage. I love it. All right. We're going to ground you in goodness first. Then we're going to kind of tell you how to do it, and then we're going to give you the details. That's how these cards are laying out. All right. We're starting with renewal. Beautiful renewal with Archangel Jeremiah. This is the card of like completions, rewards. Often call it the card of resurrection because it's you leaving the past and rising up to embrace your future, the future that liberates you. This is the card that says you've got a new lease on life and a new sort of spiritual path and birth. It's perfect energy for this lunar eclipse and Aquarius full moon. This is the card of making peace with your past. You know, like wipe the slate clean and come to terms with whatever happened in your past so you can move forward. This also is going to activate you and for you sort of any questions or past experiences that you haven't wanted to face. But by facing those fears, you're going to ignite and allow and open all the floodgates for your success. Oh yeah, I love it. This is also a push and a calling to make important changes in your life. This is ending a karmic cycle and looking at the positive and negative consequences to understand what your lessons were and where your growth is. This is that review and evaluate and favorably assessing where you've been. And absolutely, it's time to move in a new direction. And all these crashing waves signify your emotions. And Archangel Jeremiah here is rising up from all that and giving you a beacon forward. So it's going to be okay. That assessment is so crucially important at this eclipse time. This, you know, all that started, that momentum's going. So you want to be a part of that. And you want to be able to identify, and the moon beneath it pulls from this as well. Okay, so not to get you, you know, like they're giving you some grounding here. So you do all this renewal and evaluation and all the goodness, and then you get, yay, the Ten of Water. This is the card of happy families. This is the card of all those personal relationships being just the way you want them to be. They're nurturing and empowering, and they get you and support you and all that goodness. This is enjoying your family and the loving family outcomes that you desire. So tins are doorways, water is emotion. This says, let yourself emotionally go through the doorway to better root into your family and your personal relationships for your happiness and best growth. And then they are giving it to you a little bit again with this Four of Fire, reminding you you've got contentment, peace, and abundance in your life. A happy home life. If you didn't get it with the highest card of happy, happy families, they're telling you again, your life is good. Your emotional connections are good. Yes, they may need to be cleaned up a little bit. That's what this solar eclipse is for. Sorry, lunar. The solar eclipse on July 12th and the lunar eclipse on July 27th. This week, Friday. You're cleaning up all the crumbs and all the smudges of the emotional connections in your life, so they do enhance your life and they do nurture you. And then these cards are starting with, that's going to be successful, that's going to work. So go ahead and put your energy into that to get it to the emotional balance and space that you want it to be. Then the moon pulling off of renewal here. The moon is sort of feelings of uncertainty and feeling pulled in different directions. And this is because the moon creates... Oh wow, my neighbor's car alarm. Sorry about that. This is being pulled in different directions because the moon creates the tides. And the tides are, ebb and flow emotionally. So go ahead and recognize your hidden fears and learn to release them. Because that's how you're going to move forward. You can't have those fears dragging you down. Pay attention to your intuition and your inner knowing, because that's going to help you deal with any tension you may have around facing your fears. So make sure also that you're seeing things as they really are and not creating unnecessary tension of things that are unknown to you. So that's other people and things beyond your control that you don't need to be worried about. You just need to allow all that to come into alignment. And so that's just also a little bit of give things some time. Give it some time for better timing after Mercury goes direct again on August 19th, before you make some of those decisions. Pay attention, yes, this inner knowing, the psychic insights, and that was this events behind the scenes and releasing the fears. This water is flowing. That's the ebb and the flow of the tides. And you've got a wolf here and like a family dog here. So that's the balance between the familiar and the unfamiliar and the pull of that. So a huge card for this week, for this full moon, for this lunar eclipse, to help you to sort of face some of those inner fears that you don't need to keep dragging along with you anymore. And I love the star. So, you're doing this work. You recognize your family lovely connection. And then the star is your hope and your good fortune and your faith in a better future. And knowing that you are given all that you need. Everything's provided for you. And, this star up here, you put your hopes and dreams in that star. And you're divinely connected in sort of these fantastic, light-filled, ethereal wings is your knowing that there's something more, there's something divine, there's something important. And if I put my hopes and dreams into that star, then I have something to focus on when I don't always see the path. And this water is your emotions running off. And she's got two jugs, both flowing. That's emotional balance. Let go of the things that emotionally weigh you down. And Also, this, if you're like having patience and believing in unexpected miracles and believing that you're guided divinely. You don't need to, it's not only that you don't need to, but you cannot control everything. You can't control all the energy and everyone else, and you just can't. At some point you have to release and you have to trust. And in that beautiful valley of trust comes all the goodness, comes all the things better than you ever could have imagined that turn out the way that you want them to. So allow your star to guide you with a renewed sense of purpose and a better energetic balance that even increases and increases as you have faith and trust. I love that card. All right. The Chariot. Yes. More alignment for you. These in a row, these three cards, very much trying to give you all the details of your alignment to move forward. The Chariot literally says, once you have dealt with inner struggles, then things take off for you. The wings again are spread, these light-filled ethereal wings, and the horses are galloping. So once you get past and solve and release and let go of the inner struggles, things take off for you. The confidence comes and you recognize your achievements, and Archangel Metatron is there to help you. 7 is introspection. It's the shadow side. It's what it's inside. So dealing with that inside stuff allows your outer world to come into better alignment with what you want to experience. So use your willpower and you will be recognized for it. There are things that you want the world and others to say, yeah, they're really good at this. They're really talented. And that will come included with dealing with the fears, releasing, understanding what your desires are. And then we get into some more details down here starting with the Page of Earth. This is a message that money is building and health is building for you. The things that you need for your core happiness, which is good health and good finances. So it's going to improve. It's going to be okay. And this is also the card of wanting to create more sort of intellectual and challenging and interesting, that passionate connection to what you're doing. Like, I want the promotion. I want the better job. I want to write the book. I want to paint the painting. I want to move. This is the card of adjusting and getting started. Pages are messengers on that better alignment for you. That alignment that's using your talents and your gifts and your wisdom and your knowledge and your experience to your best advantage. So allow studying new things, opening that energy up for you, realizing that you're scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Very important reminders for you to keep you on the path that's growing, on the path that's leading you where you want to end up. And then the Knight of Water. This is the moon, the emotional. Knights are on a quest, so this is an emotional quest to remind you that you are emotional in a good way, romantic, enthusiastic, and that contemplative. The full moons make people a bit dreamy. New moons, full moons, the ebb and flow of the cycle of the moon can make people a bit dreamy. And so that dreaminess is emotional connection. So use it to your advantage. This is about falling in love and relationships that get closer and balancing any emotional needs that you have. And get out and have fun with your friends. Don't just sit in your house. Go ahead, it's summertime. Accept those invitations and get outside and enjoy being with other people. New people and old friends. And then finally, for your complete sort of emotional alignment to help you this week, we have the Hermit. I love the Hermit. He reminds you that all your answers are within. Your intuition is so valuable. Breathe. Breathe into your heart. If you have confusion or you feel out of balance or the emotions have become too much, just visualize the Hermit. The little lantern has a glowing heart, which is your beacon forward. And wow, look at those well-lit ethereal wings, and Archangel Raziel to help you with all of this. And 9 is culmination. Everywhere you've been has brought you to where you are now. And that gives you wisdom and knowledge and experience to move forward, to affect any change that you need to in your life for your highest good. So go ahead and spend time in meditation and increase your spiritual teaching and learning, and absolutely just completely immerse yourself in that self-discovery, because that gives you roots and a foundation for when things get rocky in your outer world. You know through the Hermit that you have a foundation and that you have a spiritual connection and a divine cosmic rooting that's always going to be there for you. Nothing can take that away from you. Nothing can challenge it or uproot it. So that inner balance, inner harmony, peace of mind, inner goodness helps you deal with all the outside emotional stuff that might come up for you this week. So I love these cards. Have a wonderful week. I am here for you. Again, I would love to give you a reading and address absolutely personally what's going on for you. All the information again on my website, spiritpathways.net. So get in touch with me. Have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.